Welcome back to Dixon's Reptillia, and in this one I'm going to be covering something that everyone in the ball python community or is getting into it should know, and that will be what size rodents should you be giving your very own ball python. New to the channel, just know that here I go over ball pythons, keeping and breeding, also with leopard geckos and beardies, care guides, etc. And if you like that stuff, don't forget to subscribe to this channel so you can keep up with stuff that I'm coming out with. But without further ado, let's get right into it. You just got your very own ball python and you're trying to pick out rodents for it and everything, but you really don't know what size to go. So in this, I'm going to show you some ball pythons and what rodents would be best to work with it, and what is a general rule of thumb as your ball python or colubrid gets older. And also I'll be showing you example from smallest to largest and relative size with rodents that I would personally myself be given to them. So let's get right into it. Okay, so starting out with my smallest ball python, this girl is my Pastel Phantom Lemonback triple het girl. She's a stunner. So the basic rule of thumb with snakes, right? You don't ever want to go off what their head size look like. You want to go off the medius part of their bodies, which is always the midsection area. That's the medius part of their bodies. The width that this is the rodent that they can take. So for example, this girl, the best rodent for her would be this size rodent, and as you can see, it's relatively the same size as her tummy, if you can see that. So this would be great for her, but she also can get rodents a little bit bigger. So right now she currently feeds on this type of rodent. It's pretty much the same as the thickest part of her body, not too far apart as you can tell. So this is what she feeds on, and she takes it down nicely. So some people might think that this is too big for her because of her head size, but as you can already tell, for ball pythons, they open their lower jaw and they eat. So yes, this girl can easily take this down and feeds on it, and this would be relatively a good size for this girl right here. Moving up in size a bit, this is my Mohive head pied boy, and with this boy, this size is relatively where you will see at reptile shows and also on Morph Market or other places, right? And this guy, he's around, I'd say 500 grams right now. He's not too big, but he's getting up there in size. And this boy, as you can see right here, his midsection is the medius part of his body. You can see that right there. That's the medius part of his body. So for this guy, he can take smaller rodents, much smaller than the medius part of his body. So for this guy, with the medius part of his body, this rodent would be the appropriate size as it matches up perfectly with the medius part of his body. So yeah, this guy might try to take this guy down, but yeah, this rodent size is the perfect size for this rodent. So as you can see that side by side, it's pretty lit. This guy, with all snakes, their head is smaller than the medius part of their body, but they can take this down, no problem. See that lined up right there? Come on, don't strike him, come on. But yeah, this would be the perfect rodent size with this guy. And he can take from this guy and smaller would be the best and appropriate size for this guy right here. So this is my normal boy. He is actually pretty stunning and getting very big. He is now 1,020 grams. So yes, a very big and stunning boy. So he's doing well. So for this guy, as you can see, this would be the meatiest part of his body right here. So the rule of thumb, as I'm pretty much going over with everything, is that with all snakes, you just take the meatiest part of their body and you measure that next to the rodent you want to give. And as long as the rodent is not much bigger than the meatiest part of their body, they can handle it. And it would be a great, great, great feed for this guy. So also, I'll put in what the sizes of the rodents are. So the rodents that I'm using, for example, are called ASFs, African soft fur. So yeah, so this is the meatiest part of his body, and this would be the appropriate size for this guy right here. That would be a great takedown and a great eat for this guy. So that's what it looks like right here. See, put it, relative size, meatiest part of the body. This snake can easily have this rodent. So that's how you can gauge it to know exactly what the appropriate size is for the snake having. And you can do that with rats, mice. I breed ASFs, so that's what I'm using for my examples. But yes, you can do that with rats, mice, and everything. Just remember to gauge it off the meatiest part of the snake's body, and you should be good. This is my albino pastel girl. She is around 1,050 grams. So she's getting up there in weight, almost there. But yeah, as you can see for her, this is the thickest part of her body. And with this example, I'm going to be using a normal rat that you could find at your local pet store, and it will be a medium size rat. So this girl is a bit squirmish, so bear with me, guys. But as you can tell, where my hand is, that's the meatiest part of her body. So this right here, a medium rat, like this one, which is just going crazy right now. But yeah, this little guy would be the perfect, appropriate size for this girl to have. So just putting it side by side if I can. Yeah, this girl is too crazy, but this would be appropriate size for this girl to have. She can take this down, no problem. So yeah, that's relatively how you can tell. You just look at the meatiest part of its body, and if the rodent is within the appropriate size of it, she can have it, no problem. So that is how you are able to gauge what the appropriate sizes are for your very own ball python. Well, I hope that helped you guys out, because I know for me, when I first got into the ball python keeping, I did not know the appropriate size to get my very own ball pythons. So with this little method, you guys can gauge it and know how. Are you okay? Crazy? And you can know how you can gauge the appropriate meal size for your ball python, so you're not giving them something too large and then they get turned off. Because in the past, I have experienced that with one of my ball pythons, as she does tend to take smaller prey items, but at the time I did not know how to gauge her body size relative to her meal. So don't look at the head, look at the meatiest part of their body, and that's how you can tell they can handle that meal. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to see more of my beautiful content and more of these guys. So don't forget to do that, and I'll see you next time. Peace.